Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, celebrity interviews, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Now celebrating 17 years of broadcasting success, here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
And welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again, both for our radio station here in Mississippi at WYAD 94.1 FM and WYADonline.com. We're glad that you all could be with us. Also, just tuning in through our various affiliates, including our friends at iHeartRadio and Amazon Music Podcast. Glad you all could join us as well. If there's anything that's gotten us through the past couple of years, it has definitely been great music. And our next guests have definitely been giving us some great music for quite some time. We're excited to welcome Kevon, Keith, and Danny of the group After 7 to our program. This year they've been celebrating singles like Bittersweet. Also, of course, a lot of you have been talking to me, especially here on the radio side in Mississippi, about the single No Place Like You, but they're gearing up for the release of their new album, appropriately called Unfinished Business. We're going to talk to them not only about the album, but also their career, what it's been like for them to do what they love. Guys, thank you so much for the time. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Our pleasure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Kevon, I want to kick things off with you. I mean, literally, depending on how our radio audience is joining us, on Friday, August the 20th, you all are releasing Unfinished Business. What does it feel like to have gotten to this place to be able to give your fans what they've been looking for, and that's more After 7?
Well, it's an exciting moment for us. It truly is. I mean, we have a brand new member with Danny here in the group, and we were able to get into the studio at probably what was one of the greatest crises that we all have experienced during the pandemic, to actually go into the studio and record an album that we felt was going to speak more of what I think people really needed in a time like this. And so we're just over the hill excited about being able to share this brand new music with everybody who's been really kind of been anticipating some new music from us, and we're just glad to have the opportunity, truly.
Right. Keith, I mean, people have been going crazy here in the South where I am on the radio in Mississippi. I mean, Bittersweet, I think, was a welcome surprise for a lot of people. Of course, you all followed that up with No Place Like You. I mean, what has it been like for you to be able to see the way that your fans have been responding to the new music?
Well, I'd say that we all were super excited as a result of the success of Bittersweet. That was near the last song that we recorded. A young professional production crew out of Los Angeles, Shakespeare, came up with those lyricals, and Jay Cash did the track. And so we felt like the track would give us an opportunity to merge our sound with the more youthful vibe of a track. And as long as we stayed true to what After 7 does, which is sing R&B, that it could be a magical mix of music and vocals and in a great song. But we didn't really know that would be the first single after we finished the project and sat down with the label and ourselves. And, you know, we probably had chose another song to come with, but the label felt like that Bittersweet was more suited to introduce us to the marketplace, and that it had that young track along with a great vocal performance by After 7, and that would be the best re-entry back into the marketplace. And it's worked for us. We enjoy performing it. We enjoy hearing it on the radio. We were just in New York this past weekend. Awesome show for the Harlem Day in New York, and it was just throngs of people who got to hear and see us perform there, and an amazing reaction to that song.
Yeah. Danny, I want to bring you in here. Kevon mentioned you, being the newest addition to After 7. What has it been like for you to not only to see the response to this music, but also the response to you and the open arms that fans have had for you?
It's been really cool, man. I've mentioned, before in other interviews that, After 7 has always been a musical influence in my life. So, the pressure of making sure that, I own up, and represent the After 7 brand in a great way was always there. But the fans of After 7, including, Kevon and Keith, they've always been in open arms, and that's lessened the load off of my shoulders where, it lets me know I'm doing all right. You know what I mean? So,
right.
I've just been cruising and, taking notes here and there from Keith and Kevon, and, there's always an area to polish up in, you know what I mean? I'm always a student, never the master, and it's usually the student that ends up being a good master and later on.
Yeah, right.
So pathetic.
Yeah. Keith, I want to reference something that was on the official video for Bittersweet, because the fans, when the video was released, I mean, they just went crazy, as you all know. But there was one comment in particular when I was prepping for this segment that really stood out to me, and it was from a fan named Phil, and he said that After 7 was back to save R&B. How does that feel to know that your fans have such a connection with you and such a connection to the music that you all make in the R&B space?
I'd say we were really, it hit you in a very special way because, quite frankly, when we started back in 1989, we had no idea that our music would have this kind of longevity, the ability to stay relevant over 32 years. And to hear fans acknowledge us, they've acknowledged us, most recently as, icons. And, I've said, I didn't quite see ourselves as icons, but I guess the success of being in the business for 30 years and still being able to maintain people loving your old music as well as your new music does tag you as somewhat of an icon. And to hear the statement that you just spoke about, it moves your heart. It's somewhat overwhelming because, again, we didn't start out with this type of a goal or any thought that we could have went this test of time with our music and our sound and still find kids that weren't even born yet have some sense of love and appreciation for what we've delivered, and it kind of rocks your shoes a little bit for sure. But we're proud of that accomplishment, and to be able to come back and add some new fans that perhaps when they were children, their parents or their grandparents was listening to After 7, and today, these are young men and young women who have grown up in a new world, a new music scene, and find some love and appreciation for what we do. So we realize that we've been blessed.
Yeah. Kevon, did it just feel inevitable when After 7 came together? Did it feel like the group was something special for you in the beginning?
I would have to say so. I mean, it was a long awaited time before that opportunity actually presented itself. And when I got the call from my brother Face, Kenny Edmonds, and L.A. Reid to say, hey, start, organizing your life in such a way that, you don't have any tremendous debt hanging over your shoulders or anything like that. There's going to be an opportunity and we're working on something. So ready yourself. And so that was an exciting thing in and of itself. And to pass that word on to Keith and to Melvin, like, dude, this thing could happen. This thing could really, really happen because we, as Keith had said, we were 30 plus years old, and always had a love for music in a very special way. And we were staunch fans of my brother Face and his writings, and it just never dawned on us that we would get the benefit of his writing skills and production skills going into this. But it did always feel like we had something unique and special. And I can't prove it to you. All I could say is there's some folks somewhere out there in the universe that know there were three guys that used to kill the gong shows and little gong show contest, and that was the three of us.
Wow. Well, look, you're making a lot of people happy right now. For those who are just tuning in, you're listening to Conversations Live. Excited to welcome Kevon, Danny, and Keith of the group After 7 to our program today. They're not only, of course, talking with us about the musical journey, but also was getting ready to drop on Friday, August the 20th, a brand new album called Unfinished Business. Danny, I want to throw this next question to you, because social media has been a big way that you all have stayed connected with your fans. What has that been like for you? Because, of course, a lot of us have not been out and about the way we normally would, when it comes to preparing for a release or anything new. How has social media kind of been a lifeline for you guys, Danny, when it comes to staying connected with the fans?
Well, it's actually been very helpful in reaching places that, otherwise you would have to, do commercials and, a whole bunch of, old school things that, you don't necessarily need to do anymore, because everybody from around the world is right there to greet you, to say hi, to let you know that they're supporting, and that's what a lot of the After 7 fans have been doing. So, from coming onto the After 7 page to, greeting us on our own personal pages, it's a very welcoming thing. So, we've taken advantage of it in ways where, we're just promoting the music and letting people know to pre-order and download, the album right now, so that way it can be available to them. And also, we also have CDs available for pre-order as well. So, if y'all want that, y'all got to get it over at the After 7 Instagram, which is at After 7 Music. Go to the bio, click the link, and you will see it right there. You can't miss it. And we look forward to giving y'all some real good music. That's what we're about.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I want to go around with you guys. Keith, I want to ask you a similar question. I mean, you are used to being at these shows, seeing all these people, feeling that energy. But even online, the energy is still there. What has it been like for you to see how After 7 has been a part of that evolution of the way that you're able to connect with your fans?
Well, first of all, me and Kevon, the learning curve for us to be to deal with the new way to connect with your fans through social media, it was a huge learning curve, almost from zero to somewhere. But it was challenging, but in doing so, as we've on this project, Unfinished Business, we touched on it a little bit with Timeless, but we've been more in depth about our participation with posting and reposting pictures, responding to fans, paying attention to YouTube, the comments that you spoke about earlier. I mean, it's a new way, but it opens up. It's like a Pandora's box to the world and to sharing your music with people. So we've embraced it, but it was a challenge in the beginning because I didn't know what a hashtag was. Honestly, I'm not going front. I never hashtag anything. so it was a challenge, and I never even understood, why would I want somebody to follow me? Why do I want somebody to follow me? I mean, we were old school. I mean, honestly, and so it just didn't hit home until this project, where we were forced to dig in a little bit deeper after we had put so much work in. The COVID situation came about, and it just took away the older methods, as Danny was speaking about, where you would go to radio stations, where you would do promotional runs with the record company. They'd send you to this city. You do some junkets of press and here or there, but it took all that, got taken away with COVID. And so it forced you to get into this social media world. And like I say, it was a challenge, but I think we've, grown in it. Wouldn't you say, Kevon?
Absolutely. I think COVID has, if you're going to have to grow in some kind of way or another, it forces you, if you want to stay relevant, if you want to continue moving forward, you've got to learn to pivot. and do other things that are necessary to stay relevant, to keep your business alive, no matter what it is you're doing. Where everyone is forced to learn a new way, and that pretty much kind of speaks to who we are. We're in the same boat, just like everyone else. We had to learn a new skill set and figure out how to make it work for us. Yes.
Well, it definitely has been working for you. The last comment I'll share is from Christina on YouTube, on your YouTube channel, guys. She said, "Go and drop that album so y'all can take all my money." And so, Christina and everybody else, you all have your opportunity on Friday, August the 20th, to be able to get Unfinished Business. Again, our guests have been Kevon, Danny, and Keith of the group After 7. Make sure you guys do go ahead, as you heard, and pre-save Unfinished Business. Also, you can go ahead and get Bittersweet, No Place Like You. And as Danny mentioned earlier, you guys can stay connected with the guys on social media and go to their website at after7music.com. That's after7music.com. Guys, we know you have a crazy busy schedule. Really appreciate you stopping by. And look, it goes without saying, you're welcome back here anytime.
We appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We look forward to the next time.
All right. Well, make it happen. And we thank you, our audience, for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying, as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live. Now let's go make today amazing. Take care.